So where is the next frontier for those thirsting for freedom? Cyberspace. And here I pause and I ask you to, like Steve Jobs said, think different. Thinking conventionally will get you killed. We will be martyrs, we will not be winners, right? If you want to die for your country or die for your cause, you can do that by thinking conventionally. If you want to win, you need to think unconventionally. We have to embrace new paradigms. In the 21st century, you can choose where to locate your body, your friends and family. You can choose where to locate your mind. You can spend your time on Twitch or Netflix or YouTube or Reddit or reading whatever you like. There's infinite. You can be wherever you want to be with any group you want to be in cyberspace, in your head. You can also choose where to locate your business, your P&L. Where do you generate cash flow in order to pay your expenses? You want that to be a streaming YouTube channel? You want that to be a bakery on Venice Beach? You choose. There are consequences. And finally, you can choose where to place your wealth. That is, what will your bank be? How will you store your life savings? Every dime that you earn this year will be stored where? You don't have to work where you live, and you don't have to think where you live, and you don't have to store. If you live in Venezuela and you make money in pesos, or sorry, in Bolivar, or if you live in Argentina and you're making pesos, you don't have to save your pesos in an Argentine bank. You could choose to place your wealth in a different location than your business interests while your mind is in one place and your body is in another. The idea of crypto, or the great achievement of Satoshi Nakamoto, is the concept of creating a truly decentralized network, giving it to billions of people, allowing people to in a decentralized way, protect that network, support that network, serve that network, benefit from that network, transcending the constraints of a CEO, a corporation, a country, a city, a company. What if we could create something which is truly utilitarian, egalitarian, economically and philosophically empowering computer network created on the strength of the power of cryptography? And cryptography is a machine with a mechanical advantage. Instead of a Roman construction crane with 180 to 1 mechanical advantage that lets you move a one-ton block with your hands, we're talking about cryptography where it becomes billions or trillions of times harder to break the code than it is to create the code. It's a trillion to 1 advantage. It's a quadrillion to 1 advantage. If you can create a mechanical advantage in cyberspace, then you can create something which is going to transcend and beyond the reach of the collective. And you finally have a tool with which to fight back. Bitcoin is a shining city in cyberspace, and you can go there once you understand it. Bitcoin and objectivism, they have a common cause. Ayn Rand in 1959 said, "I'm for the separation of the state and economics, just as we had the separation of church and state." Whereas Hayek in 1984 said, "I don't believe we shall ever have good money again before we take the thing out of the hands of the government. That is, we can't take it violently out of the hands of government. All we can do is by some sly, roundabout way introduce something that they can't stop." Clearly, both movements are thinking about separating economics from the state and from the collective. The difference is, for thousands and thousands of years, the technology for doing that was imperfect. The technology of gold to separate the power from the state doesn't work when they just shoot you and take your gold. The technology of cows or tobacco or fiat currency or buildings, they don't work that well to separate economics from the state. So although this was an ideal and aspiration, that we never had the technology to realize it. January 3rd, 2009 is the singularity. That's the point at which Satoshi Nakamoto developed the technology to transfer value through space without a trusted third party. Now, people say that a lot. They say he solved the Byzantine generals problem. But if you can transfer something of value through cyberspace without a trusted third party, that means you can manifest something of value in cyberspace without a trusted third party. That means you can create and store and transfer energy in the digital realm. The creation of digital property, digital money, digital energy, and digital matter was therefore affected on January 3rd, 2009. Most people don't realize this, but Satoshi opened a portal from the physical realm into the digital realm, and energy began to flow into cyberspace, bringing life to a formerly dead realm consisting only of shadows and ghosts, bringing conservation of energy and matter, objectivity, truth, time, and consequence into the digital realm, delivering property rights, freedom, and sovereignty that is separate from the physical and the political realm to humanity. Most of the world, myself included, ignored this chain reaction for the next decade. It happened, it flickered, it burned, we ignored it, except for the OG Bitcoin cypherpunks, and they can tell you that everybody thought they were crazy. In March of 2020, the world came to a grinding halt. Suddenly, billions of people woke up to the prospect of an economic collapse, losing faith in their institutions and their governments. On August 10th, MicroStrategy, struggling with this existential crisis, adopts the Bitcoin standard. At that point, I concluded the road to serfdom is working exponentially harder for a currency growing exponentially weaker. And we saw an escape from economic slavery in the form of what we thought was digital gold. But as I've explained, it turned out to be much more than digital gold.